Yeah, Southern.
All right, what's up, everybody? This is your boy, Big Southern Man, and I have a really good show for you today. I want to welcome everybody back to the Southern Corner. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about, the title is Who's Got Your Back? Who really got your back? You know what I mean? Who's really with you through all the ups, all the downs, all the long nights, the times when you cranky and you don't want to be bothered because you're trying to figure something out. You know what I mean? Who's really got your back? And that's what I really wanted to talk about today. It's something that a lot of people struggle with, and especially if you have, that entrepreneurial mindset, and are you one of them people like me where, it's hard for me to go to sleep at night because I'm steady thinking about tomorrow. I'm steady thinking about what I need to do. I'm steady thinking about what I should be doing, or trying to come up with an idea to make life better. You know what I mean? Not just for me, but for my family and for the people around me. And that's something that I hold really dear to my heart, and it's something that I don't take lightly. Society always makes it or always puts the man against the woman. You know what I mean? As far as when they say, the man should be the breadwinner. The man should always, be the protector. The man should always, have to make sure everything's taken care of. All the I guess you would say the things that need doing that only men can do. Women can do, what women can do. I'm sorry. Men can do what women can do. Women can do what men can do to a certain extent. Of course, we understand that. But when it comes to being an entrepreneur, the mindset that a man has to have is the things that we have to deal with. It's simply because, you're trying to compete with another man. On top of that, you're trying to compete with what society is saying. If you're an entrepreneur and you're a man, you need to be able to have X, Y, Z. You should make this amount of money, or you should have this already on lock, and especially when it comes to your age and everything like that. We're expected to, leave the house sooner, or we're expected to, go to school, get an education, or if not, get out there in the job field, and find some trade and start working and make money, because so that way you can raise your family, or your potential family that you will have down the line, things like that. And it's a lot of stuff that's expected of us. And this is not to take away from anything that women do, because women do incredible things. This is just honestly just to shine a light on from a man's point of view, because I can only speak for a man right now. But as a man of color, trying to be an entrepreneur and trying to chase my dreams, trying to make sure my family's okay, taken care of. The expectations are very high, and it's, has a lot to do with, of course, me wanting to make sure everybody's okay, because that's in my nature. That's how I was built, and it's how I was raised, and I was raised by a whole bunch of women. And that didn't make me softer. If anything, it made me harder. It made me to be able to have a woman's standpoint, where they stand as far as different situations. And then at the same time, as a man, having to learn from my uncles and my grandfather and stuff when I was growing up, it was, a balance for me. I see the world differently, I see the world differently from, what my kids see, and more now, because it's a technological age, the digital age, where things are online, things are more accessible online. You talk to people online. Really, people don't like to go and talk to people face to face. I always grew up, 80s, 90s baby, or 80s baby. 90s raised me. That's what I always say. I'm an 80s baby, but the 90s raised me, and I was always, looking for that face to face. I feel better. I feel more comfortable being face to face. So talking to people online is like you can convey certain emotions, but at the same time, you're still talking to a computer on the Zoom. You're talking to the camera on the phone, or whatever. And there's nothing wrong with that. We all evolve and everything, and it does make life a little easier. But I'd like to come back to the title of my show. When I said, who's really with you, who's got your back, and I think the people that really have your back is the ones, of course, that shows action, that shows, what they're willing to do for you. Are they willing to stay by your side? When you start going through different situations and stuff in your business, or when you're trying to build something for yourself, are they there to tear you down? Are they there to uplift you? Do they always give you negative comments? Or do they give you positive comments or do they wish you well, on your way out the door, or while you're working from home, or while creating, or they trying to, give their input, is it, constructive criticism, and not just criticism, not just where, every time you trying to do something, you look up and they be like, oh, you still trying to do that? Or like I like to watch that, a TikTok on there where it says, oh, you still got that little job, you know what I'm saying? Or they be like, oh, you got that little business, and then they be like, oh, you still got that little job. It's kind of like that same thing. It's like, nobody should be shitting on nobody, you know what I mean? Nobody should be telling anybody that anything is little, because even if you got a little job, you're still using that little job to raise yourself, to support the family if you have a family, to put food in your mouth, help put, roof over your head, clothes on your back. And if you got a little business, you're still doing the same thing. You know what I mean? And at the same time, it can be a little harder because you don't have, it might not necessarily be a consistent, money at the beginning. Because, of course, when you start a business or whatever, you operating in the red right off the bat. You got to build your business out. You got to get product. You got to make sure the inventory is correct. You got to pay for, to get certified, as far as, or should I say, your legalities, with the paperwork, get your license if you need a license to do food, or you need branding, trademark, and marketing and stuff. So, you spend a lot of money just to get your business going, depending on what business it is, Of course, something like, if you doing lawn service or whatever, and you starting off, you can start off with, a lawnmower, 5 gallons of gas, and you can start the business, and, the overhead and everything is not even there, it's nothing. But if you start a business, that's where you're trying to start selling product. You need to come up with the product brand. You need to have the product, and then you need to be able to have distribution of the product to the customer. So those things can cost. Onboarding, shipping, you name it. It's a lot of things that are involved with different businesses. But when people have your back, I just think that it makes it a whole lot easier. The transition is a whole lot easier when somebody have your back, when somebody is on board and willing to almost put up what you put up, and most times, they're up late nights too with you, either physically or, emotionally, they'll be there, and just knowing that what you have and you're trying to build on, or you're trying to build, they know it will come, to pass. It will come to fruition. You know what I mean? Eventually, it'll get there. And some of the greatest, businesses, some of the greatest minds, some of the greatest people, their businesses started off in, a little humble, beginnings. Like I think Jeff Bezos, he started off in his garage, with Amazon, with the e-books, or we should say with books, and selling them out of the garage, and then, elevated to, electronic, books and tablets and all this other stuff. And then now look at Amazon. Amazon is just a machine. They basically taking over all deliveries and shipping and, air and sea. And I mean, Amazon is a powerhouse, $1 trillion company. But it started out of a garage, and that's something that you can be proud of and excited, especially if you're somebody like, myself, and then of course, with Brothers with the Cause, our BWAC podcast that I also do, another podcast with my brother, West Bank Monster. We're really trying to build something, you know what I mean? We're really trying to build a great platform that can hopefully be a powerhouse one day. That way it can help people, help small businesses, indie creators, you name it. I mean, we really want to expand and make this thing a large community, not just locally, but around the world. And the same thing with the Southern Corner. I do this because I really have a lot of stuff on my mind. I really want to say a lot. And instead of keeping it bottled up, I'd rather just, come out and, kind of vent. This is my therapy. But at the same time, I'm hoping that this is going to help somebody. I'm hoping that this is going to elevate somebody, motivate somebody, point somebody in the right direction. And just know if you're starting a business today, right now, today, as I speak, know that you're going to have some ups and downs. You're going to go through those trials and tribulations. But you ain't the only one. Everybody started there. I'm starting there. I started there. I'm doing what I have to do. You know what I mean? And yeah, you're tired. There's no pat on the back because you're doing you. You're doing creating your own. So the only person that to really hold you together is yourself. But if you have that supporting cast and you have people that have your back, like I said, that peace of mind, you have that green light to go and get it, to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to mash on the gas and I'm going to keep on going. Yeah, I'm tired, but you know what? I can't go to sleep because these people are counting on me. Or, I need to be able to get this done in order to reach this next level, this next goal. And so that's what I mean by, who has your back, and what when somebody has your back, what that can do, for your psyche, for your mindset. Because if people are steady reaching at you, but in a negative way where they tearing you down, every time you turn around, somebody is saying, hey, oh, you ain't gonna do it. Oh, hey, that ain't gonna work. Oh, hey, that ain't a good idea. Oh, hey, are you still doing that? Oh, I thought you gave that up. You need to go get you a job. When people start doing that, that can really pull on your psyche. But at the same time, and I used this in a previous podcast. But I really live by this. And listen to this when I say this. People are not going to see your vision until they see your vision. They're not going to see what you see. They're not going to know what you know. They're not going to feel what you feel until they actually put their hands on it, until they actually see it, until they actually being affected by it. If it's a product or if it's something that you made or you created, or it's something that you televise and your content or whatever, they're not gonna take you serious. Put it that way. They're not gonna take you serious until they actually see that you're doing something. You know what I mean? It's just like if somebody, you starting out your business and you're sewing and you have your own little company where you might be doing some little, you have customers here and there, and you tailoring and you stitching, and it's a little business, have that going, but and you make purses or you make pillows or you make clothes, and you're designing your own things, and then the quality there is there because you putting your hands on it, and that's not a machine. It's a different kind of creation to put your hands on it and make it from scratch and make it with your own hands, and then you give it to somebody, a customer. The quality to be a whole lot better. You know what I mean? But just to say that this is that a lot of people will skip over the smaller person and go for the name brand just because it's a name. I mean, this is what this world is built on, a name. I'd rather get Versace than get Fosace, and Fosace might even be a better quality. You never know unless you try it out. And then it might be cheaper, but a lot of people equate that something is better just because it costs more, and that's not necessarily true. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather get my bargain. I'd rather get something cheaper and still last longer than something that's more expensive but then breaks. And it's the same thing. I'm not even a shoe head, and everybody know I'm not. When it comes to shoes, it's like something for me just to put on my feet. But I never spend $200 on those shoes just so they can tear up, or just so I can not wear them, or so I can not put a crease in them. That's just me. But people pay for name brands. I mean, the same shoes that they make, now they're gonna recreate them or redistribute them in 5 or 10 years, and people gonna pay more money and more money. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy to me. But the people, the mom and pops, establishments or stores or creators and stuff. They, they have a great quality product, and they trying to, and a lot of people out here genuinely where they really just trying to make a product and they don't even necessarily want to be rich. They just love what they do. They want to make a living out of it. And they want to create something, a great product for somebody, but a lot of people won't give them a chance, And that's why I really like, how I was raised, because it was all about, you helping the next person, or you help somebody when they're down, you don't kick them, you have their back, So who really got your back? And it just doesn't stay within, the confines of your family or your friends, but it's really the world, like who really has your back, and sometimes your greatest support system is not your family, it's not your friends, it's total strangers. It's people that don't know you from nothing, but they feel they feel your aura, they see your light, they see the energy that you exude out of yourself when you talk about, your product, you talk about your business, you talk about an idea that you might have that can make something or can change something in this world, and they see that and they be like, you know what, I'm gonna invest in you, I'm gonna help you. And it might not be monetary, it might not be, I'm gonna give you money, but I can give you my time. I do have that, or I've been through that, but I didn't really know how I could, my businesses, I've been doing that for 20 something years, but you found a way to make it faster, easier, more accessible. And I want to work with you because I have the knowledge and you have a new age way to make the knowledge that I have much more mainstream, much more streamlined. So like always remember, never like just shit on people just because they have something that's small, because something small today can be something great tomorrow. And that's the way you have to have. That's the mentality that you got to have. I know that's the mentality that I have. That's the mentality that brothers with the cause have. Brothers with the cause. What's small today can be huge tomorrow. Can be great tomorrow. You one relationship away, one collaboration away, one network away from really having something, and your dreams coming true. You know what I mean? And of course, it's not for everybody. So the people that really have your back, you also on the other flip side, you got to remember you can't take everybody with you. You can't. You want to? I want to. I want to take everybody that I ever met in my life. Just about everybody. I ain't gonna say everybody. Just about everybody. But I know I can't because they don't have that vision. They ain't supposed to have that vision. They ain't supposed to have the same passion I have about my product or about my services or my company or whatever. They ain't supposed to have that. But at the same time, don't allow anybody that's around you that's being negative all the time or trying to tear you down or don't have your best interests at heart. You don't need to have them. You don't need to keep them. Let them go. If they want to go, let them go. But the people that want to be there, they'll show you. They'll show you behind closed doors, not in public. They ain't going to show you. They'll show you when it really counts, I don't never like to mess with people that just want to show me something while we out in public or while we around certain people or whatever. I can smell that shit a mile away. I really fuck with the people that want to fuck with me and show me when ain't nobody looking or pull me off to the side and talk to me to give me some free game or, drop some jewels and give me that knowledge. That's what I do. That's the people that I hang around. That's the people that I want in my life. So not to, talk on and on, but I just really wanted to get that off my chest because it needed to be said. But like I said, man, the Southern Corner, man, who really got your back? Pay attention. See those signs, man. Also, too, remember, never give up on what you really want to do in this world. It may be some detours. It may be some things that you got to do, some jobs you got to take, some hours you got to work, things of that nature. So people you got to go talk to, maybe you got to take out a loan, maybe you got to work, the extra hours or whatever. But don't let that be your livelihood to make your livelihood, if that makes sense. Don't let all those long hours and all those sacrifices that you made of your time, because time is something that we can never get back. Money we can always get, but your time is the most valuable thing. People just pay you a minuscule amount for your time. They don't pay you what your time is worth, and the time you can't put a price on it. But some people, companies and stuff, they like slap you in the face, man. It's like an insult. I mean, you think about it though, you know, even if you get $20 an hour, $30 an hour, is your time really worth that? If you have a dream, or if you have an aspiration, if you have an idea for something that you really want to do in this world that could possibly change your life and your family's life and the people around you, and you just sitting on that idea, or you just sitting on that talent, you know what I mean? Think about that. Is that $30, that $40, that $50, or that salary, that $60,000 a year, that $150,000, that $200,000 a year, is that really worth your time? If you break that down, is it really worth it? Or you get out there and make something for yourself to where it can make you millions or billions of dollars? And then not to say that money is everything, because money is not everything. Money is a tool. Money gets things done. That ain't gonna buy your happiness. So that's why I live by this. I chase the happiness. I don't chase the money. I chase the happiness. I don't chase the money. And yeah, you have bills. You got to do what you got to do. But if you really want to go forward and you really have dreams in this world, don't let that be your livelihood. Your dream, your happiness should be your livelihood. Because you can live longer following your happiness and your dreams than you can working for somebody for 20 years and then having nothing to show for it other than a little pension that ain't going to last you until you old age. Because really, that's what we're looking at, man. If you really think about this stuff, man, you can work 20, 30 years and then you retire with $100,000, $200,000, $250,000. Is that going to last you all the way through your old age after you get through with, you know, taking all this medicine and doctor's appointments and all this other stuff? And, you know, and then, of course, yeah, I think by the time we get 65, 70 years old, ain't going to be no Social Security, man. But that's, you know, that's a whole nother situation. That's a whole nother story, man. I don't want to get too deep into that, but I'm just saying, man, make something for yourself. If you got that energy and you got that motivation and you really want to do something, man, get out there and do it. Get out there and do it. And don't let nobody tell you no. And no, and you just fade away. They tell you no, move around. You ain't supposed to be there. They tell you no, move, get away from them. You ain't supposed to be with them. They tell you no, hey, okay, that's cool. Keep it moving. And use that as fuel. Every time somebody tell you no, put that in the gas tank. Okay. They tell me no, that's a little bit more gas. They tell me no again, that's a little bit more gas. And eventually, enough no's will fill your tank up. And then you're going to be ready to roll. You're going to be ready to go somewhere. And then eventually, your dreams going to come true. Your brand is going to take off. Your company is going to be doing well. And then those same people that told you no, the same people that told you all those negative comments, the same people that was pulling you down, are be the same ones pulling at your shirt tails, talking about, hey, can you give me a job? Hey, can you help me out? Hey, I got an idea. Hey, can I get a little bit of your time? And then when that happens, you tell them, hey, my time is worth this. You put a price on it. I ain't gonna talk to you unless you can give me this. Because when I really needed you, you told me you didn't have the time. You see what I'm saying? They didn't have the time for you. So don't come back and make time for them. They got to chew that. They got to eat that. And make them eat their words. Ain't nothing wrong with that. If you got to be cocky for your dreams, you got to be cocky for your brand, you got to be cocky for your business, for your service that you kicking out, be cocky. Because it takes a strong mind. It takes somebody that's willing to not take no for an answer to really run a business. If you break out and you run after somebody tell you no, or you shrink up and you be like, nah, I ain't trying to do it because they told me no. Okay. And just think about this. They could be telling you no because you have a great idea. They could be telling you no because they don't want you to succeed because they ain't going to succeed or they don't want to do nothing. People are lazy in this world. Some people just don't want to see you do better than them. Even when you ain't, think about it, if people hating on you when you ain't got shit, just think what they're going to do when you do get some. When you do figure it out. When your brand is booming and it's a household name. When your company is a Fortune 500, whatever it is. They gonna come to you, man. Them people gonna come to you. They gonna have their hand out. And that's up to you. You determine what you want to do and how you want to handle it. But I know how I'm going to handle it. The people that's messing with me right now, that's the one I'm going to mess with. From now. When I get this off the ground, when things are doing what it's supposed to be doing, when all this stuff in the pipeline that I done tossed to that pipeline and it's coming down and it's snowballing, when that take off, man, I'm taking them with me. But everybody else, I'm not worried about. And you shouldn't be worried about either. You can second guess yourself all day long, but you better not quit. That's what I say. Because I do. I second guess myself and I'm my worst enemy. But I am not going to quit. Can't nothing make me quit in this world. Nothing. So just keep that mentality. Stay up on it, man. Pray. Keep yourself hungry. Keep yourself humble. But you can be cocky. Be cocky for yours. Go get yours, because it is yours. It's nobody else's. No matter who's in your life, no matter what they talking about. If you know that you can do something that can change your life and that can help your family and create some kind of generational wealth for yourself and your family and generations to come, go do it. Take the chance. At least you can take the chance and say, okay, I didn't make it. But I hope you don't give up on the first try. Or the second try, or the 10th try, or the 100th try. Because as long as you're still thinking about it, you're going to have regret for the rest of your life because you didn't keep going. You didn't see it through. So this your boy, Big Southern. You tuned into the Southern Corner. I appreciate y'all for checking me out. If you're listening this long, hey, I really do appreciate y'all listening. I know I'm going along. I know I got a long-winded, but hey, man, something I had to get off my chest. I hope y'all really appreciate, me, spilling my guts and venting and getting this energy out, and I'm hoping it was positive. I hope it helped somebody, at least one person that's listening. I hope that it helped y'all. I hope it solidifies something in your mind and say, hey, I'm not alone, because you ain't alone. As long as I'm in this world, y'all ain't alone. They try to infiltrate, I will never triumph, I will never fade away. Hold it down with my strength, I will be a champion. Killing me steady with the workflow. I got my toes tender and my feet so 50 plus hours, got my neck and my